Welcome back to Bronze League Heroes in the top left. Hey, I believe it is the man himself, the man with a plan that is unlike any other. Somehow one of the smartest and less than accomplished players, a Terran in the top left. Let me just get to the points. It is Yjzhou, or Zhou for short. I believe he's been a part of three Bronze League Heroes before. He has a very unique way of playing, and a very exciting way of playing, but maybe not one that helps him rank up the ladder particularly quick. But up against him, the Protoss player. It is Orphelin. Fancy name. Anything with a PH sound is fancy. With a PH as well, just like even. Okay, we'll stop with that. So, Jellyfish Man judged this one worthy, like many of those games are. But what he did say was, it's a little slow to start. So if you're here wondering, how does this game... Well, this isn't one of those like, I looked at the 12-minute mark and I thought he was dead, and then I looked at the time on the video. It's like, well, don't spoil it for yourself. And even if you try to spoil it for yourself, you don't know what's going to happen. This isn't Hero Marine. This isn't Scarlet. This isn't Neeb. This is Bronze League Heroes, and you have no idea what's going to happen next. Zhou's specialty is taking the most complicated route to a simple goal. A creative, a unique, but far too overly complicated route to the simple goal of winning the game. But so far, we've seen nothing too out of the ordinary. In fact, it's looking almost like a relatively high-level build. We got a Stargate. We got a Forge. The Forge is a little weird. The Reaper is kind of just killing probes, so that's not great for Orphelin over here. Meanwhile, Zhou, he appears to have been working on his build orders. We got a factory, we got a barracks, and then at some point we may discover the elusive starport tech, but not before microing this Reaper for all it's worth. No, it's an engineering bay. Why wouldn't it be? That Reaper has racked up 4 kills and counting. Here comes the Adept. Oh, distracts the Reaper. The Reaper will get away. He micros. Starport starts. Also a Void Ray. One of the classic trio of units that Protoss players are allowed to build below the Gold League. There's the Void Ray, the Stalker. That Adept is illegal, by the way. But we'll let him pass. It's his first offense. And, of course, Dark Templar. The last one is Dark Templar. Now we will see on the other side. We all know the Terran staples. You got your Thors. You got your battle cruisers. Then you got more battle cruisers. And also turrets. The top 3 units for Terran. Oh no. Well, he did see the Stargate. Zhou will begin to raise the TPM, the turrets per minute. Unfortunately, his bases are a little isolated from one another, so that's creating a struggle for the SCVs who just want to go put in a honest day's work at those mineral patches. Just 2 turrets so far. All right, the SCVs will finally be freed. Rally points may be unlocked soon as well. Meanwhile, Orphelin building up. He's got a second Stargate, so we know where this is going. We'll just have to ask at the end of the day what will be the legacy of the Voids, as 2 of them produced at a time. At some point, if you actually fully surround a production facility with either buildings or units, the units cannot pop out. But if the unit... Oh, very sneaky. Burrowing the Widow Mine behind the starport. I don't know how intentional that is, but if it was to be an Oracle or something like that, it could potentially... That's like a That's a Hero Marine move right there. Like, find all the sneaky spots where they won't see the Widowmine locking on before it's far too late. But it appears the arms race has begun. 2 Vikings at a time. A scam. Double Stargate confirmed. So Yjzhou now knows that Void Rays are...
More shoebox depot thingies needed.
On the way. Stim as well. Orphelin taking a third. He's going to slap some pylons all over the place. It appears this is going to be one of those Cold War style games, which is a nice way to put both players sitting in their base and forgetting their opponent exists for 5+ minutes until they finally fight with surprisingly not maxed out armies. Wait, did I take it? Like, what was I thinking? Stereotyping Yjzhou. I was like, we're going to sit in our base and build a bunch of turrets. Nope, Yjzhou moves out. He's got 2 Vikings, 15 Marines, 2 Cyclones. Stim is halfway done. A Thor is on the way because we haven't yet completed our variety pack. And, oh, the 3rd base is spotted and the army will consolidate. The Void Rays are here. The Cyclones lock onto the Nexus. The Void Rays will engage. When they charge up, they do extra damage against armored. Not Marines, though. Void Rays have exhausted their prismatic alignment. Yjzhou backs off. A fleet beacon on the way. Could we see Flux Veins? A mule will be dropped for repair. 3rd command center's on the way. 3rd Nexus is already done. If I didn't know better, I'd think we have a standard macro game. Orphelin is up to 50 probes, but this base is under fire. The prismatic alignment is still 10 seconds away. Those Void Rays can't quite charge up yet, but there's not... Oh, a couple new ones can. More Void Rays on the way. Fleet beacon is complete. +1 air weapons. And a forward perimeter of cannons and shield batteries is being constructed. The Cyclones have something to say about it. The Void Rays will charge up, but all that really means right now is they're going to move slower. Give me my Flux Veins! Come on, Orphelin. You know you want to. But Yjzhou continually pressures. Thor is here! And right before... Oh, wow. Okay. Oh. Well, that's a very optimistic Thor. Orphelin. Yep. The Thor saw all his brothers in arms die. He turned around for a second. A cowardly move to his shame. And decided the only honorable thing to do was die alongside them. Very respectable. Meanwhile, the army builds up again. A 3rd base. Yjzhou has successfully transferred 4 SCVs via command center transport. Carriers are on the way. The TPM continues to raise a 2nd engineering bay. A little bit of everything coming out of Yjzhou. We got reactors, we got turrets, engineering bay, barracks, planetary fortress, Widowmine, SCVs, combat shields, +2 mech weapons, +1 infantry weapons. Yep, and that's it. Meanwhile, for Orphelin, a little bit more concise. Carriers and interceptors. Also ready to put together the Great Wall of Cannons. Yjzhou's going to move out again. So far, not incredibly much patience from Yjzhou. The Vikings looking for an opportunity to go to the natural. Viking harass. Those are actually a real danger to the probes. Yeah, Vikings do really... They 2-shot probes. Like, they do a really good job against probes. It's a real strat to... Oh my god, they are slaughtering the probes. Most of the mineral line is gone. Now, the Skytoss army, but in comes Yjzhou. He killed 19 probes, most of them there. Meanwhile, oh, the micro back. He's got a couple Widow Mines. The Widow Mines trigger splash damage over the top. Stim as well. The Void Ray is targeted down. Yjzhou, beautiful targeting, but is there enough to finish off the carriers? One carrier taken out. The other carriers are full of interceptors, though. A second carrier taking a lot of damage. High impact mode of the Thors, pounding it down. The Thor doing so much. One carrier left. He picks up the Thor, which was the only thing really doing serious damage. The Thor needs to be retargeted. It's a little confusing. He's chasing the carrier. He's going to drop right under it. Oh, it has no HP. What a micro god. Oh, but the medevac will... Oh, he takes off the carrier. What a play. The Thor dropped right underneath and blows it out of the sky. So, the micro... what a rare thing to say here in Bronze League Heroes, but the micro incredible and gets as many carriers as he possibly could and grinds out a significant supply lead. And now it looks like he's going to match him in the skies. A fusion core is on the way. Couple more starports as well. Orphelin, though, has been almost reckless. Well, more than reckless in his expanding. He's on 4 bases. Well, Yjzhou's going to match him. We're going to 5. Liberators. We've got all the other upgrades coming in. Concussive shells, +2, +1 infantry, drilling claws, Orphelin, losing probes. The double, shades of special here. Oh my god, the Liberator slaughtering probes at 2 bases. This Liberator unchecked. Meanwhile, the Widow Mines will be cleaned up. But this Liberator is liberating the probes of their lives shot by shot. Oh, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and give me an even 20 to wrap it up. He's down to 48 probes. 44-0 is the count. But meanwhile, the drop at the front. Yjzhou, the multi-pronged attack, continues tearing through all the defenses. But the carriers... Oh, one carrier being targeted. Yjzhou doing a great job of that. He's going for a second carrier. He's like, oh no, the critical mass of interceptors, though. Yjzhou doesn't have enough, and the carriers will live. Yjzhou losing some momentum there. Some probes survive the massacre and are traumatized. They require at least some therapy before going back to work. We'll see if Orphelin gives him what he needs. Meanwhile, Yjzhou just continues throwing units across the map. Action-packed. Units continuing to build in the main. We've got 2 battle cruisers plus 1 ship weapons, Thors, a bit of bio across the board. More shields from Orphelin. Yjzhou with double the APM, but he's doing a very, compared to mass carrier cannon, a very micro-oriented strategy. It's going well so far, but there's a point, like right around 6 to 8 carriers, where you really need to overwhelm, like either you need a lot of Vikings or to have a maxed out army of like Marines, which he's almost at, by the way, in order to kill all the interceptors. We'll have to see. Yjzhou keeps sending out relatively small groups of units. There are now 5 carriers on the field. He's not building anymore. Well, those cannons are going to stop that Liberator. The carriers are in a little bit of a weird spot. The 4th base under fire. The stim, he takes it out. The carriers have arrived. 2 more carriers show up to the party. 1 carrier almost dead on arrival. Oh, 2 Thors. A little disjointed. The interceptors will return. Yjzhou is now up by nearly 100 supply. But Orphelin has cannons and he has carriers. So... And he's also going for the +3/+2 upgrades. He already has +2 shields as well. So these are incredibly well upgraded carriers, especially for this stage of the game. But Yjzhou has men to burn. It's not about how many men die. It's about how many you have to replace them. Terran Republic is ready for potentially a final assault. 6 carriers at a time being built. 6 more carriers are going to make things a lot more. Even SCVs. He has 97 SCVs. The boys will give their lives to free up supply. A sensor tower at the middle of the map. Some marauders will stim. Like, Yjzhou. He's doing everything right, but he's just got to bring it home. 103 to 76 army supply. Remember, he has so many workers, his army supply isn't as high as it could be. That's a lot of carriers. He could target the base. He's not looking at it. Down goes 1 battle cruiser. The second, did it jump? I don't. He's trying to target a carrier. He gets a little distracted. The interceptors are. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh, another carrier goes down. Suddenly the supplies are a lot more even. The carriers working their way across, mostly fallen intercept. Oh, battlecruiser jumps! Wait, where? Oh, into the main! There's not even warp gate, by the way. Florencia would be proud. But the carriers are just working their way across the map. 1 battlecruiser is not going to slow them down. Those are 3 2-2 carriers. Oh, the turrets! The turrets per minute will skyrocket. The observers will tank some hits. Why are there so many observers? But the turrets are no match. He's building 15! He's building 15 turrets right now. The TPM is over 2. The Vikings are trying to hold, though. 1 battlecruiser is slowly working through. Oh, and also at the 3rd! But the carriers, just the death fleet. A critical mass of interceptors with them. And the upgrades are so strong. All the production is over here. He's going to try to exhaust them with turrets. There's limited money. Carriers are not a poor man's unit. Each interceptor costs money. So everyone you lose the turrets, or widow mines or whatever else. Oh my god, just erasing everything he clicks on here. There are 10 carriers on the field and 70 interceptors. Orvellen starting to lose some carriers. Down goes the main nexus. Down goes the 3rd. We're somehow in a base trade. The carriers are working through. He's really over-microing the carriers. The carrier's not a great micro-oriented unit. More turrets on the way. The TPM continues to raise for whatever it's worth. There's still 2 engineering bays. He's building more turrets. He's banking on the power of the turret. Meanwhile, the bio's moving into the natural, but there are 3 cannons, which are apparently enough. That pylon is not really involved in all of this. The carrier's still going to work. Orvellen still has the money to rebuild the interceptors, but another phalanx of turrets has been built. Will it even matter, though? He doesn't have... Oh, he targeted the command center, which means a lot of interceptors are going to die in this process. Oh, now he can't decide. Oh, my God, the interceptors are... Oh, God, I'm getting dizzy. Oh, just A-click. God, stop it. Did you calm down? Meanwhile, somehow this 3 Marines and half a battlecruiser survived. What is going on here? What is this? What is the battlecruiser has so much armor, but it's not. Wait, it's targeting the carrier, the ultimate battle. But the interceptors win it. The carrier will survive. More barracks, more turrets. Yjzhou is down to 73 supply. The carriers... Wait, did he recall? He recalled. I'm not sure where. Probably to the 3rd base or whatever. There's only 28 probes to 79, but every second counts. Yjzhou is... Oh my goodness. How many turrets has he lost? He's lost now 36 turrets. He's building 11 more. He's got 15 on the field. So that's 50 turrets. We're at 2.5 TPM right now. I don't know if we should count turrets that are dead, but we have to remember the fallen. There's a whole lot of turrets over here, but without building armor, they don't have a chance unless the interceptors literally just go on an ADD-fueled spree and don't know what to hit. The turrets are doing their best. They are aiming as well as they can, but the interceptors are overwhelming their numbers. There's more than enough interceptors here, but he's slowing. Oh, he's targeting the planetary. Oh, the planetary goes down, but the 4-5 Marine counterattack. Another carrier was built. The Stargate's in the main. There's barely any mining from Orphelin. He's also got a bunch of Marines from the main. He just has Marines everywhere because he never discovered what rally points are. Oh my god, there's still 15 turrets on the map. The carriers will go towards the main. This Nexus is under attack. He doesn't know about the base to the left. One carrier intercepted, targeted down. Another carrier falls. Battlecruiser in the main. Yjzhou brings Orphelin down to one base. And now we're in a real, actual base trade where you can potentially kill all the buildings scenario. How long on recall? Recall is 20 seconds out. Weird rally point on these probes. More barrack. Oh, what is all this? Widow mines on the way. He does have drilling claws. There are no observers. The drilling claws could save the day. The main base is being eliminated here. There's one more carrier being built. That will be the last carrier built for at least quite a while. But like we're actually at the how many buildings are left scenario. Oh no, another carrier! Orphelin loses it. The carriers are looking for an opportunity. The Widow Mines. The last bastion of Yjzhou. All of the production of Orphelin. He recalls a small amount of carriers, a smart move. All the Widow Mines! Knocking out a whole bunch of interceptors. But the factories themselves are under attack. The Widow Mines are not detected because they do have drilling claws, which means they will remain cloaked. But all the factories are under attack. Yjzhou still has to work with what he's got. He's trying to build. He's flying. Wait. Where is this command center coming from? Wait, what? He just moved this base. Meanwhile, there are how many SCVs? There's a SCVs and Marine trapped right there in a prison of his own design. Meanwhile, the whole main bases are gone. There are no more main bases on this map. 47 to 78 army supply. There's 103 interceptors and 13 carriers. The Marine count is dripping. Well, dipping is more accurate, but are there enough Marines to take out? He's targeting one. Yamato cannon takes it down. Another carrier. Oh, he's so close, but yet so far. The actual interceptor count is important. Like, if he runs out of interceptors, which is a non-zero chance here, he keeps trying to micro. The micro is really hurting Orphelin here. He's targeting everything but the turrets. The turret's given free reign. One even takes out a carrier. There's no interceptors left. He microed, and that was his critical mistake. The interceptors are gone. There's not that much money left here. He has to rebuild the interceptors. This battlecruiser is in a precarious position. He's gotta jump. You gotta jump. The interceptors are launched. He can take a few down. Oh, he jumps away. The interceptors are back. The Widow Mine's still taking chunks out. We're back. We're down to like 2.5 bases here. There are probes and Marine. We're down to 16 workers apiece. He's targeting the barracks, which is costing. He's out of money. He can't build any more interceptors. The turrets finally broke him. He keeps trying to target the barracks. There's one battlecruiser, 6 Marines, 4 Marines, and very importantly, 9 turrets. The Widow Mines! They move to intercept, but he does lose 2 of them. They will connect. The interceptor, like whatever income he has is going to interceptors right now. Down goes another base out of Yjzhou. He's desperately trying to rebuild turrets. He needs to deny the account. The battle cruiser! There's only 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Is there a jump? There's no jump. This battle cruiser will not escape, but there's almost no economy. There's no money left here. It's literally a how much money do you have left? Because there's still 60 interceptors, but there's almost no economy for either side. If the well, he needs to kill the economy. There's how many probes left? There are 8 probes. He's mining 300 minerals a minute, which barely replenishes what interceptors he has. This base, the boldest base he could possibly take, is potentially the saving grace. More interceptors will die. He still has a whole bunch of them. The carriers are moving to protect. An SCV is scouting. How many interceptors have died? 312 and counting. Oh my god, he's not targeting the turrets! He finally is! Orphelin is constantly out of money because of this micro. The turrets are finally getting some shots. If only he had building armor and or high-sec auto-tracking. The Widowmine's trying to get a lock. It can't actually find something to shoot at for long enough. He's building a factory in a precarious location. These turrets are the last bastion of defense. They will hold. They're still holding. There's only 2 turrets left. They're winning. The turrets are winning this fight! Meanwhile, every single last mineral is going to rebuild those interceptors. Yjzhou, though, has his base been scouted? No. But is there anything left? 62 turrets died. This Marine stims the cannon out of nowhere. Unfortunately, well, Orphelin is essentially constantly supply blocked. Oh, wait, Yjzhou still has 2 command centers and 16 SCVs. He's draining all of his money to rebuild these interceptors. More Widow Mines are being produced. Yjzhou is unsupply blocked. He's building one. He's got 1 Marine. He hasn't found that top left base, though. The hero Marine. He's going for the pro! 1/8 of his economy destroyed! Every probe counts, even the ones that are kind of just chilling here doing nothing. 3 carriers are split. Like, they somehow haven't found each other's only important bases. Which, who does that favor in the long run? Probably the guy with Widow Mines. So this base will be defended. He realizes that is probably a good priority. A fusion core from Yjzhou. So he finds the base. But so does Orphelin. He finds the top right and he eliminates the command center. So it's still, like, we're in a literal base trade where even if the Widow Mines connect, there's a non-zero chance that Orphelin can just kill all of the buildings. Whereas Yjzhou is now going to struggle to kill all of the buildings, to say the very least. Where are those Widow Mines going? Orphelin has finally, through process of elimination, maybe figured out. The carriers have arrived. The Widow Mines. They're trying to get in a position. He can't be too greedy with them. Oh. Every interceptor is precious. There's only 1 turret to save the day. The Widow Mines, he loses 1. Widow Mines connect. He still has plenty of interceptors. This is the last bastion of hope. Oh, he's going for the command center. Another set of Widow Mines. Down it goes. More Widow Mines connect. But there are only so many buildings left. The interceptor's being shot out of the sky, but 3 carriers remain at home. There's not enough money for another command center. Yjzhou has not rebuilt his base and is being revealed. And with that, GG, well played. Oh, the interceptors still struggling, but it's not quite enough. Orphelin is carried to a victory despite losing 380 interceptors in that exchange. Well, the inevitable tide of the carriers dragged him across the finish line despite his micro and despite his less than decisive efforts. Orphelin takes a victory. Yjzhou putting up a valiant and exciting fight, but as always, Yjzhou finding a creative way to make things interesting, at the very least. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Jellyfish Man for judging that one worthy. I hope you enjoyed. I hope if this is on YouTube and this, I mean, come on, you like and you subscribe, you ring the bell and you leave a comment. Like, how does Yjzhou get on bronze? I bet these guys weren't even bronze. It's not about whether or not they're literally bronze. Once again, and hopefully you enjoy. It's about embracing the spirit of Bronze League heroes.